So, how can you help the furry fandom? This is my advice to you. If you haven't seen my troll videos already, stop. Go watch both of them, and then come back. Because if you don't know how to deal with trolls, if you're not comfortable with dealing with trolls, you're going to make us look like shit. Just to be blunt about it. I mean, because you've got to know how to deal with criticism. You really, really, really have to know how to deal with criticism and shrug it off. Or else you're going to make us look bad. It's just inevitable. But beyond that, I want you to be comfortable with yourself. If you're not comfortable and secure with yourself, it's about the same situation. You're eventually just going to make us look bad and make yourself look bad. You shouldn't be embarrassed about being part of the furry fandom. I mean, if you have particular fetishes and everything, maybe be embarrassed about them. Personally, I think you should be comfortable enough to not be embarrassed about them either. Not necessarily spread them around. That's private information. Furry fandom is not. The furry fandom is more akin to Trekkies or the Renaissance Fair people. Just a bunch of dorks with a similar interest going out and having a good time. Now, after you're comfortable with yourself, which hopefully you are by now, then you can actually proceed and passively spread information. Now, what do I mean by passively spreading information? This means don't run around saying, I'm a furry, I'm a furry, I'm a furry, and then start spazzing on people and telling them what it is. You're going to look like this passionate zealot, and it's just going to look bad. By passively spreading information, what I mean is, if a similar situation, or if a conversation comes up that relates, you might drop the furry fandom, alright? Just like, yeah, it's kind of like furries. Or, perhaps, yeah, that reminds me of furries. And you let them bite. And then you answer their question on them. Now, for this, I would actually really recommend you watch my Furries, What They Are and What They Aren't videos. Because, I really don't want anyone going out there and spreading that we're part of this or that, and we're not. But, other than that, yeah, I mean, you get someone to bite, and then you spread information. Now, a site that I really recommend is the Wikipedia article on us. It's pretty balanced. I mean, it goes over both sides, and it does so without a whole lot of bias. And don't spread purely positive information. They're going to find the negative information out, alright? You need to at least acknowledge it. So, I mean, if you spread only positive and then they find the negative information out, it's going to make us look bad overall. Now, again, don't spooge all over anybody. Don't just spaz all over them. Okay? Hold yourself back. Give them a basic overview of the fandom. And then be like, I don't know how comfortable you are with this or what have you. If you want me to just, you know, quit, that's fine. There's plenty more to it, but I don't want to smother you. Stuff like that. You know, give some sort of out for them so they don't feel like you're just going to gush all over them and that you have to explain every aspect of the fandom to them. Just give them a basic overview and then let them decide if they want to go on for there. And now, I mean, how many people could that possibly cover in a month? For me, that seems to be about 3 to 6. You say, wow, 3 to 6 people, that's not a lot. Yeah, but that's 36 to 72 people a year, just from me alone, passively spreading information. People that will then not be near as badly influenced when they see things like CSI, or people that you can counter information like CSI from. And it's ripples in a pond, honestly. You spread the information to them. They are then carriers of this information. They may or may not spread it to their friends and family in various situations later. It's a multiplicative effect. And plus, this is just me. If 99 other furries out there did the same thing, and we had 100 people, that's 300 to 600 people a month being informed. Do you know how quickly that would add up? And I mean, like I said, passively, don't spooge all over everybody. Don't think that you need to tell everybody immediately. And just passively inform people. Now, I will say, before you go and start informing random people, you need to cover your family and your friends first. If you're not comfortable covering your family and your friends, don't do it. In fact, if you're not comfortable passively spreading information, don't do it. Because if you're not comfortable, it's going to be about the same as if you can't deal with trolls. You're going to end up making us look bad in the end. Now, one way that you can make this conversation come up a little bit more, and also show that you're not embarrassed about it, you can get a shirt. Me, I happen to really, really like this shirt. Meow, proud furry. Yeah. I wear it occasionally, and eventually someone's going to ask, proud furry, what the hell is that? And you give them the basic overview, and you give them their out, and if they're interested, they ask more. Or if you're decent at it, you can actually judge and see if they're going to be weirded out, if they're glassy-eyed, if they're just like, get me away, or if they're actually, you know, reasonably open and say, that's kind of interesting. And again, one of the best ways to explain it to people, you've got, let's see, Disney's Robin Hood works good for the physical aspect. And a lot of the fantasy movies have characters in there that are furries. Those work also pretty well for the physical aspect of it. For the fandom aspect, though, comparing it to Trekkies or Renaissance Fair people seems to work pretty good. Because most people know who they are. They're a bunch of dorks, like I said, that go out there, share a common interest, and have fun. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. You make sure you know how to deal with trolls and criticism, so that you're not making us look bad and you're not getting, like, all hurt when someone eventually criticizes you. You make sure you're comfortable with yourself, which goes along the same lines as that. You really need to do that for yourself anyway. And then you passively spread information, making sure that you spread it to your family and friends first, and that you don't spaz all over people, and that you give them an out. That way, if they don't want to hear the full situation of the fandom, they can hear the basic overview and then run like hell. Sometimes it happens. Some people are very close-minded. Most people aren't. And, I mean, I guess last, hey, if you want a shirt, they're awesome. I wear it. It's great. Meow, proud furry. And that's about it. And, yeah. If you want the shirt, if you want something like that, there's a couple websites out there. You can look for them yourself. You can probably find one maybe better suited to you than that. Or if you like that kind of shirt, send me a message. I'll send you where I got it from.